Hello, my name is Tim Herbert. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to take a look at our business opportunity for the Herbert Agency and Equis Financial. You know, often I reflect on the past. Sometimes I reflect on what I was currently doing for a living many years ago before I got into this business. And what I realized was I was making okay money when I was working a job, but I traded every waking second for that money. I was working Monday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., had about a 2.5 hour round trip commute, and then during the holidays I had to work on Sundays. And what I realized was I didn't have a whole lot of time with my family. So really I was looking for just a little bit more balance. You know, I was looking to get out of debt. I knew in my current situation I really wasn't going to be able to make any more money than what I was currently making. So I really wanted to kind of get out of that consumer debt, pay off some student loans, pay off some credit card debt, pay off some loans, that kind of thing. And I wasn't really able to do that. So maybe you're like me and you are working a 9 to 5. You know, maybe you feel underappreciated. Maybe you feel like you're worth a little bit more. Maybe you're extremely successful in what you do, but you don't have any time to spend your money because you're working all the time. So over the course of this business overview, we're going to touch on a few key points. We're going to touch on the companies we work with. We're going to touch on the training, how we get paid, compensation, our client base, our marketplace, how we find our clients, and then what are going to be the next steps for you to get started. So let's talk about the companies we work with, who we're partnered with. We are in the insurance and financial services business. In the insurance business, what it is it's extremely profitable. They pay you a lot of money to move their product. So here's what a traditional life insurance policy looks like. It typically is a death benefit. It only pays when you die. See, at Equis Financial, we're not a death benefit company. We are in the living benefits business. See, there's a reason that there's over 800 life insurance companies in the country, and 99% of them only pay out a death benefit. So there is a reason that almost 50% of Americans do not own a life insurance policy because it never will benefit them. You see, what Equis has done is they have partnered with a couple handfuls of insurance companies that have living benefits built in at no cost to the consumer. See, what if you have a heart attack? What if you suffer a stroke? What if you have cancer? What if you need a heart transplant or another organ transplant? You're out of work. Your income goes down, but your bills are still coming in, and likely they're going up because of medical expenses. See, over 80% of people nowadays, because of modern medicine, survive those illnesses. They have a heart attack, but they're out of work for a few months. All of a sudden, debt starts to accumulate. Well, what happens when debt starts to accumulate is people foreclose on their home. They have to file bankruptcy due to medical expenses. They can no longer pay their bills. So even if they had a death benefit policy at the time, they've likely lapsed on it because they're not able to pay that monthly premium anymore because they can't even afford to pay attention to put food on the table. So with living benefits, you're actually able to access up to 95% of that death benefit if you have one of those illnesses, critical, chronic, or terminal. So that could be the difference between life and death. You were able to access that money to pay your mortgage payments, put food on the table, maybe medical expenses, maybe cancer, experimental drugs. You're able to access that money. So one major thing about Equis Financial and why you should think about partnering with us is the owners partnered with a specific insurance company and created a proprietary product. And what that means is if you're an agent at Equis Financial, you can sell the product. If you're not an agent, no one else in the country can sell it. So here's what that product does. See, our products don't require a nurse to go out to the house, stick them with a needle, pee in a cup, and require a medical exam. Those could take 3 to 6 weeks for you to get paid and for the client to get approved or declined. No one wants to wait 3 or 6 weeks to get paid. Our products, what they do is they run a script check based on your pharmaceutical records, a motor vehicle report to make sure you don't have a crazy amount of speeding tickets, and you're approved within days, sometimes within minutes. They are non-medical. So we have put together a proprietary product that is non-medical, that is approved within days, sometimes minutes, that you can write that is competitive, not only as far as price, it's the cheapest in the industry, but it is competitive and it has living benefits. But here's what's even crazier. See, if you've had your insurance license before and you're already in this business, you'll know that if somebody recently had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, bypass surgery, they're on bipolar or a bunch of medications, they won't be able to qualify for your preferred benefits. You see, if our clients with that proprietary product and we're approving them for insurance, they actually can qualify for the top tier day one coverage up to a few $100,000 in insurance, and they'll have living benefits. So kind of a recap on some of the products that we have. We can cover people anywhere from 0 all the way up to ages 89. If they're looking for a term insurance policy, we can cover them at age 80. If they're looking for a universal life policy, we can cover them all the way up to age 75. So let's dive into training. Very, very important if you're going to be successful in this business. You are going to be trained directly by me or one of our managers on our team, or probably both of us. And the reason this is important is some insurance companies will hire someone that reads from a script and goes through getting you trained, making phone calls, booking appointments, sitting with clients. And here's the only issue with that. They pay them a salary and they don't even have a life insurance license. They've never done what you and I do. So rest assured, you're going to be trained by someone who has actually went out there and sold insurance and hired other people and shown them how to sell insurance. Other training that we're going to have available on a weekly basis are conference calls, webinars, and some personal one-on-ones over the phone. See, doing it over the telephone a lot of times is efficient because you might be looking at us on a part-time basis and you work full-time during the day. Well, we're going to be available for you on the evenings and the weekends when you're available. You know, around the country, we also have other trainings that you can plug into, regional training events that are all-day events, typically from 9 a.m. to about 2 to 4 p.m. And I would encourage you to get to those trainings to really perfect your craft. Twice a year, typically in Orlando, Florida, we will get all the agents all over the country together in one location for a 3-day convention. Now, if you've been in insurance before, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, another insurance conference. It's going to be a lot of rah-rah, dancing on chairs. See, at Equis Financial, we don't do that. We are focused solely on getting you trained and becoming the best that you can be, becoming an expert at our business. The reason that we're so intentional about that is just think about this from a perspective. Let's say I'm a brand new agent, I just got licensed, and I skip those training events. I don't plug into the conference calls, the webinars, I don't get to those local events or those national events. And I'm sitting with your mom and dad, and because I'm not as good at what I do, because I didn't plug into those trainings, they decide, hey, I think I'm probably going to wait on this insurance because more than likely I didn't explain it well enough to be able to provide a service for them. You see, a couple months later, what if dad passes away due to a major heart attack and they're left uncovered? How would you feel that I sat with your family and I wasn't properly trained? So if you're not willing to plug into those trainings, we're probably not the best fit for you. So getting you off to a fast start is very important. That is my #1 priority in business. So here's how we're going to do that. We are going to, after you book appointments, we're going to strategize each case with you prior to you going and sitting with that family. And here's why it's important. Because if you're sitting with a 25-year-old, quite frankly, that's going to be a little bit different than if you're sitting with a 75-year-old. So we're going to talk about the difference in products and what you might be able to offer them when you're in the home. But even better than that, we're going to be on a text string and available by phone call when you're sitting with the client. And here's why that's important. They're going to have different medications and medical conditions, so we're going to do all the legwork to help you qualify that client while you're sitting with them. So while you're in the home, your only focus is building rapport, building likability, and building trust, and helping the client with what you're there for. You don't have to spend all your time worrying about all the different products we have to offer. I'm going to do the legwork for you. You're going to text me a picture of this sheet we have you fill out, and I'm going to tell you exactly what product to write for that client so that you can focus on what's important and taking care of the client. So now let's talk about compensation, right? While you're watching this, how you're going to get paid. So here's how you get paid. We are paid directly from the insurance companies every day of the week, except for Sundays, until they start depositing on Sundays. So here's what that means to you. If you write an application on Monday and it gets approved and issued on Monday, you're going to get paid by Tuesday or Wednesday. You're not waiting until every Friday or every other Friday to get paid. So every day you can wake up and have deposits in your bank account. So here's how we get paid. The average client in our marketplace, in our niche market, pays between $80 and $90 a month. Now think about that for a second. $80 to $90 a month. How many bills can you think of right now that are less than $100 a month? Probably not your cell phone, definitely not your car payment, not your mortgage, not your grocery bill, not your cable bill or internet bill. This is typically going to be one of their least expensive bills for a monthly basis. So here's how we get paid. The insurance companies, once that client makes their first month premium of about $80 to $90 a month, they are going to advance us based on the annual premium of that policy. So at about $85 a month, that's just over $1,000 a year is what that client's going to spend for that policy. So let's just use $1,000. See, our commission contract levels go from a 70% all the way up to a 120% contract level, and you can promote yourself in 5% increments by hitting certain numbers. So let's just say you're starting out at 70% contract level. Of that $1,000 in annualized premium that the client spends over the course of the year, the company will pay you $700. That's 70% of that. So you will have $700 in total commission on that one insurance policy. What the insurance company then does is they take 3/4 of that policy and put it in your bank account immediately. That's approximately $525. So we'll just call it $500. So for every person you help, if you go in there and just help one person, you're going to make approximately $500. That other 25% commission that wasn't paid out to you yet gets paid out to you at the end of that policy year in equal increments. So they put it in a little escrow, a little side account, and that gets paid out to you all at one time. So that's your residual income that starts coming in. Now, as far as renewals, some of our policies have renewals. So years 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, they're not as much commission as you make up front, but you'll have a few percent coming on the back end, and you'll have hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars after a few years coming in every single month based on policies you had written in the past. On top of your commissions that get paid directly from the insurance companies, Equis Financial has bonuses. Our producers, our agents, can get hundreds of dollars every single month for going out there and producing. Our managers can obtain thousands of dollars a month for going out there and helping other people make sales. Now, the top managers can make tens of thousands of dollars every month for going out there and building large organizations. We have certain insurance carriers that we partner with that give additional bonuses based on applications you write with them on a monthly basis. They may throw you an extra $50 to $100 for every single application that you get issued with them on a monthly basis. We also have one insurance company that gives you an 8% bonus on all the total premium that you write in a 6-month period, and they pay that out twice a year. So that's an 8% commission increase just on that carrier. So here at the Herbert Agency, what makes us unique and different is we give back to our agents. We also give you another source of income. So we actually get bonuses inside of our agency. So by you going out there and producing and building a team or just going out there and being an agent running business, we actually will give you hundreds of dollars a month on top of your other income streams from the insurance carriers and from Equis Financial. So let's talk about our client base, our marketplace. We have a very niche market, and this is how we find clients that you're able to help. See, when you're in sales, when you're in business, there's 2 ways to find clients. One would be a lot of prospecting. See, and this is what you trade a lot of time. So you're not really trading money, you're trading a lot of time to find clients. Typically it's prospecting your family, your friends, your neighbors. You're prospecting at the local grocery store, asking if they're interested in buying your product. Let's just call it life insurance, right? And most people aren't interested. And then once you finally get somebody to agree to listen to you, you have to convince them to buy something. See, we're not saying that's a bad way to get business, but it's not efficient. There's no predictability there in when you're going to make your next sale. What we do is we're in a business called mortgage protection. What that does is it pays off someone's home loan in the event they pass away or get sick. So once someone refinances or purchases their home, they have a very large mortgage. We will mail them a letter that says, hey, are you interested in buying mortgage protection? God forbid someone in your family were to pass away or get sick. Now, if they're not interested, they simply won't respond to that letter and we'll never call them. But if they are interested, they'll fill out that form with them and their spouse's date of birth, maybe their height, their weight, if they smoke or don't smoke, a couple phone numbers to get a hold of them. They'll sign that letter, put it in the envelope, and mail it back to our company. That's the person that you're going to call to book the appointment with. You see, if somebody is willing to spend 5 or 10 minutes to fill out that letter and return it to our company, I'd say that they're pretty interested. So now what you're doing is you're trading 90% of your time prospecting, and you can spend 90% of your time selling. See, and that's really important when it comes to profitability. The insurance business is extremely profitable. So the leads do cost money. So you might say, hey, Tim, how much do your leads cost? Well, they're anywhere from 50 cents all the way up to $45. And starting out, you're not going to work those $45 leads, and here's why. If you're going to make a mistake when you start out, I'd rather you make a mistake on a 50-cent lead, $2 lead, and not on a $45 lead, right? We can clean that up. Now, with our agency and outside the Herbert Agency, what makes us a little unique, and most people don't do this, is we give lead bonuses, lead vouchers, to our agents for going out there and producing, for getting off to a fast start as a new agent, all the way to writing multiple pieces of business on a monthly basis and a yearly basis for becoming top producers. So we incentivize you and empower you to go out there and make sales. And you might say, well, Tim, how good are the leads, right? I've heard about leads before. Well, do you think I would really spend thousands of dollars a month out of my own pocket and give it back to our agents in the form of lead credit if they weren't that good? So let's talk about the next steps to get started. you're going to need to obtain a life insurance license. If you don't have that already, that's okay. We're going to assist you in getting that. So we have actually partnered with an insurance licensing course, a pre-licensing course, and you're going to take a course at home. That's going to take you 5 to 7 days to get through that, and the cost of that course is $60. Now, if you decide that you want to do insurance, but you don't partner with someone like Equis Financial, and you look it up online, you can do that. It's going to cost between $150 and $300 for that same course. Once you spend 5 to 7 days to go through that course on your laptop, you're then going to go to a local testing center and take your state exam and pass that. The cost to take your exam is anywhere from $40 to $100 that you pay the testing center to take that exam, and then you get approved for a life insurance license after you pass that exam and you're ready to get started with us. So there's one more thing I do want to touch on that isn't for everybody, and that's becoming a manager with our company, building your own business. So what the insurance companies are really concerned about is volume of business, distribution. Right? So the more product that you can distribute, the more money you're going to make in this business. Pretty simple. That's just like any other business. But you can only do so much by yourself. See, the easiest thing for me to do is to grab a stack of leads, call them up, book appointments, and go make sales. The hardest thing for me to do, and the insurance companies understand that, is to hire someone, get them trained up to be an expert, get them a stack of leads, and help them go make a sale. So the insurance companies will compensate a manager for helping other people be successful in business and distribute their product. So let's say I hire you into the business and I help you go out there and make a sale, and you make $700 for making that sale. Well, because I helped you make the sale and helped the insurance company distribute more product, they're going to pay me what they call an override, which is very similar to a bonus. They're going to pay me about $150 for helping you make that sale. So here's how you set up an interview. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get back with the person who offered this opportunity with you, or if it was me, I want you to text me on my number that you see below. Text me the phrase, "I want an interview," with your name, the code word, financial freedom, and then the part of the country you're in so we know what time zone to set up the interview for. Thank you so much for tuning into this business overview, and I look forward to working with you.